in PSL services, what we do is that we try to train the child to become his or her own self-teacher.
Okay.
In case if he doesn't have a teacher, because when you are trained cognitively, you can become your self-teacher. See, any country where the citizens are messed up, that's a country where education has been tied and suffocated. So, but any country where education is well appreciated, you see, the minds of people are being transformed.
So the question is, as an academic mind therapist, is there something that can be done to a child who a teacher has stamped dull to improve the learning capacity of the child?
Certainly, first of all, you need to know that there are DNA effects.
Okay.
Right. Genetic issues.
Okay.
It affects people most times. Okay. There's something called the mind learning language, which is the dominant learning style of a child. So if a teacher does not know some of these things, there's no how. He will just teach normally. The environmental factor affects the mind psychologically. So you can't say that the child is dull. You can't totally rule the child off until you change the child's environment.
Okay.
Because the teacher that teaches matters. Somebody will just finish secondary school. They fix the person in school. He's teaching or she's teaching. Or someone will finish youth service and then they fire the person straight to school. Sometimes I look at NYC and I'll be like, why would someone who is not interested in this, at the end of the day, you just graduate the person from school, ship the person to the NYC orientation camp. After the 3 weeks stuff, you push the person into school to teach what? That is why I ask the government to look into this. If you can bring academic mind therapists into the system, if you can bring our organization into the system, where we come in, what we do is that in the orientation camp, that is where we begin to run a basic training on how to train the minds of these children you want to teach.
Okay.
How to communicate that information, how to interpret it, because nobody have time to teach you those things. So if such a basic training can be run before they leave the camp, then once you post them into schools, they have this basic training and they know how to teach the students, considering their mind learning language. So it is possible that someone can be termed dull by a teacher who is not trained on how to not just teach subjects, but how to also diagnose that there are learning languages of children and how they can actually interpret this information. There is no how I will teach someone and you will not understand. If I teach 100 people, there's no how 95 will not follow.
I realized that some teachers, they see writing lesson plan, lesson notes as a huge responsibility. You know, when you see them complain, oh, I have to write this lesson note, I have to write this lesson plan, I have to do this, I have to do that. I'm just wondering, that lesson plan, that lesson note, is it not just a guide to help you with what you're doing so that you prepare for your class, you prepare for your lesson?
The lesson note you prepare and the lesson plan you prepare, truth be told, psychologically it has no effect on the children.
But is the teacher even involved in the lesson plan?
Even taking time to prepare those things will even waste my time. My own is, I'm interested in how do I configure this my teaching in a way that it can actually penetrate the mind and bring out understanding. That's why I also in my training run special trainings on communication and presentation of information, of thoughts. Before you can be able to even write a lesson note, you must put into consideration the mind of your students into cognizance. What is the essence of writing beautiful and awesome lesson plans and lesson notes, and at the end of the day communicating becomes an issue?